Porsche charges extra for every little thing. In spite of this, though, even base Panameras come with one of the best infotainment systems on the market today. Let's find out what makes it so good. Hello and welcome back to Feature Focus. Now, before we dive into all the technology offered in this car here, make sure you check out my full review of the Porsche Panamera by clicking on the link, well, somewhere up there. And if you've got a spare second, please head on over to AutoGuide.com for even more information on this luxury sedan. There should be a link right down there in the description box. Firing this car up, undoubtedly the first thing you're going to notice is this screen. It's a massive 12.3 inches. It's also colorful, crisp, and home to Porsche Communication Management, PCM for short, the feature we're focusing on in this video. This infotainment system is extremely easy to use thanks to a very logically laid out menu structure. Now, along the left edge of the screen, you'll notice a series of buttons, and these are your shortcuts to all of the vehicle's major functions, from navigation and media to climate control and more. Now, up top in the menu bar is this little button here, which is home to various settings that change depending on which screen you've got pulled up. Very easy to figure out. To showcase another feature of this system, I'm going to go ahead and jump into media here. And what you can do on certain screens is swipe from the right-hand side to reveal a separate menu here that you can, of course, scroll through. And this is akin to the split view you would have on a tablet computer, which is handy for quasi-multitasking. Of course, common gestures like pinch to zoom are also supported for maximum intuitiveness, and as an added bonus, there really aren't many stutters or slowdowns with PCM here. Everything is really quite responsive, which unfortunately is not something you can say about a lot of competing systems on the market today. Now, the navigation system also supports handwriting recognition as a handy secondary input method. It's really fast and responsive. You just draw right here on the screen. And curiously, it also supports capital and lowercase letters, as well as various diacritical marks, which is some serious attention to detail. Hey, you guys want to drive to Albania? Let's go to Albania, come on. Anyway, this is where things get interesting. If you tap on the top button here, it takes you to the home screen, which is highly customizable. Just tap on the drop-down menu here, and you go Configure Home, and that brings you to this interface. In this area here, you can see there are a variety of preset layouts, which of course you can cycle through. But to get really granular, you can take various functions from this side and drag them over. So let's say I want navigation here in lieu of media. I can drag and drop just like that. Or let's say I want apps instead of calls. I can do that as well, and you can even cycle through them just like that. Just hit confirm then, and those changes are reflected right on your home screen. Now, you may have noticed a function called center vent. What's that all about? Well, I will show you. Actually, the two air outlets on the center stack here are electronically controlled rather than having little physical adjusters that you may be more accustomed to. The interface on the screen here is very simple. You control the vents for both flow and direction by using these controls here. And this is a very nifty parlor trick, though I would hate to know how much this assembly would cost to replace when somebody inevitably spills chocolate milkshake down there, because you know that's going to happen. Now, just below these vents, you may have noticed another knob. No, this is not the audio volume controller. This is actually a tactile click wheel that allows you to access most of the on-screen functions just by turning it like that. In conjunction with the little back button here, it is quite handy to use, and it would be great if your fingers are covered in grease, say you've been eating, I don't know, fried chicken, or maybe you've got sauce all over your hands and you don't want to muck up the screen, though. I do wonder, if you're eating that sort of food in your car, should you really be driving a Porsche? Probably not. Further down on the center console is a series of touch-sensitive buttons which replace the physical switches found in previous generation Porsches. And very cleverly, what engineers have done here is made it almost impossible to inadvertently activate any of these features. You have to apply very deliberate pressure to turn something on or off, which I think is quite a thoughtful touch. Pun intended. Anyway, that is a very quick overview of PCM, but before you go, I've got to talk about one other thing, and that is Porsche Advanced Cockpit, the company's latest digital instrument cluster. Now you'll notice here there is an analog center-mounted tachometer, and it's flanked by a pair of color 7-inch displays that are really pretty customizable. This system is a slick addition that ties in beautifully with PCM. One other feature of note is this little diamond button here on the right steering wheel spoke. It's a customizable function key. You can just press and hold it, hit the checkbox there, and it's a reconfigurable button that you can have any number of functions assigned to. Right now it's set to turn off the engine stop-start system, though you could also have it bring up the park assist view or activate the lift function, which might be handy if you oftentimes park in a garage with a really steep angle and you want to avoid scraping the front of the car. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this feature focus, but really quick, do you like what you saw here? Would you like to see more videos like this one? Also, what sort of topics should we be covering? If you've got a spare second, make sure to leave a comment right down below.